Good morning. It is Monday, the 20th of April. I'm catching up on the days now. Looking at the calendar. Make sure I know what day it is. It's funny how you lose track of time when all you're doing is staying in the house, doing things left and right and the same thing every day. Generally, first thing I do in the morning is get up, go check to see if there's any orders to be filled. And then I go upstairs and generally start the sewing process, cutting process, or ironing. Yeah, there's a lot to do when you're making masks. And it's kind of interesting. You think you got it down pat, and then someone comes along with a little better pattern, and you're like, ooh, I like that pattern. Let me try it out, and that changes your whole day. I hope everybody is doing well, and I do hope that you guys are staying sane while this is all going on. Our governor hasn't determined whether he's going to extend it past April the 30th, if he's going to actually allow stores to open up. We'll see. I know a lot of you in different areas, your Walmarts or Joann's aren't open. You can place a curbside order. And here in our area, the local Joann's, and I don't know about the Williamsport store, but the State College store, you can go in and do some shopping while you're in there. But this week, I had to go pick up an order of fabric on Saturday, and I went in, and there's a line out front. Everybody's standing 6 feet apart. I said, so apparently we're limiting people in the store, and they said, yeah. I said, okay, so I got in line, and, chit-chatting with some of the people in the line. I was like, at one point, when I first got into line, there were 12 people in front of me. Yeah, you can imagine how long that line gets when you're 6 feet apart. But, chit-chatting among them. I was rather surprised that there were only one or two other sewers. The rest were there after flower arrangements, and one lady was there for beads, and just interesting. And there wasn't anybody in there for yarn, which I found that horrific. If you're not getting yarn, what are you doing at Joann's? But yeah, they were limiting it to 14 people in the store at a time, and a lot of that was because, I told you about the gal, I think last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, when I went into Joann's to pick up an order. There were a lot of people that kept stepping up close to the counter, wouldn't stay the 6 feet apart, from the back from the counter as she's cutting. And she was the assistant manager, and she got upset, and she said, they're just not, people just don't follow direction. Well, duh, it's like herding cats. It just doesn't happen. And you always get somebody who thinks, they don't have to stand in line or follow the rules. So she determined 14 people in the store at a time. And so you would stand in line. When someone exited, you could go in. Which, didn't take all that long, because a lot of those people were just after one or two items. Of course, I'm in there a little longer than anybody else, because there's a couple things I do. I needed some new rotary blades. Of course, the ones I needed, they didn't have. So, which was fine. But I always like to go in and see if there's some additional fabric I can get. And I like to look and feel the muslin, because that's what I'm using on the backings now for the mask. Because I like the higher quality muslin than the kind of cheapish weave. So, and I like the white colored muslin. Although I do use the other muslin as well. That little light tannish color. Then I like to see if there's any remnants. or if there's some new cute fabric, novelty fabric that's come in, which I did find some. Balloon puppets. Not balloon puppets. Animal balloon characters, whatever you want to call those. You know, where they twist the balloons and stuff. So I did get a couple of those. And I found another kids pattern that could use for kids masks. And I had to get some more thread. Wasn't going out to Hoover's. You know, that takes a little longer than if I go to State College and get back. And so got those things, checked out, picked up my order, and left. But it was rather interesting. And Friday we went in to get grocery shopping into our local Walmart. No big deal. But you know, people aren't practicing that 6 feet apart. But we noticed they had someone at the door checking to see how many people were in. They were also checking on their little iPads who was wearing masks, who was not. And found that interesting. And then Sunday morning I had to go in and get something else at Walmart that we'd forgotten to get. And I was out taking stuff to the recycle. You know. And I had noticed from the time Friday to Sunday morning, they had actually put down those stickers where there's green and the red one. The green says shop this way, there's an arrow. And then the next one on the next aisle says do not enter. You know, so they're making you do this serpentine thing. And I'm like, I don't come to Walmart for the exercise. I thought, this is ridiculous. If you're on this aisle and you need to get to the next aisle, you have to go all the way around to come back. I'm feeling like a mouse in a maze. Yeah, I found that rather annoying. And of course, you know, a lot of other people aren't following it because they didn't even see the stickers. How can people be so oblivious to what's going on? But one thing that I noticed that was rather annoying, and I know they're just doing their job, it's those men and women who are shopping for you that are pickups. They got those big carts. The carts are in the way. They're moving fast. They don't see you. They're not wearing masks. They're not following social distancing practices, and half the time they're in front of what you need. They won't move. So now I'm ordering them around like I'm their mother. You know, hand me the Splenda brown sugar. I just think it's rather funny. But, you know, I'm still trying not to get too testy. Trying to practice kindness. But it's getting hard. Maybe I'm just getting cranky because all I'm seeing is my sewing machine room and, you know, all that fabric that needs to be ironed and cut. Yeah, kind of crazy. Now, on the Facebook group, ScrapTasticyarns, Joe of Joe's Web had posted a picture yesterday morning of the reveal, the knit crate reveal, and some people got a little upset because she had posted the picture. And I made a statement on that page too at the time that I totally agree with Joe. You know, it's buyer beware. I didn't see a problem with posting it because it's bare yarn with a Kool-Aid packet. Yeah, sorry. If you haven't looked to see the reveal, you're waiting for the surprise. Surprise! And I'm a little ticked off, you know, about it. I understand You know, the issues with working with a dyer in another country who can't get it to you in time, or is closed down because they can't work because of this virus. But seriously, and I'm going to make this statement. I have 4 skeins that are sitting across from me that I bought bare to dye that cost me less than $16. And I paid retail price. Now think about that. I paid retail price. It is the same base that they're sending out in May, bare, and they're giving us 2 packets of Kool-Aid. So, I don't think I'm beyond being upset about it, that perhaps they should throw in an extra skein or double it or cut the price for that month. You know, I don't know what their yearly budget is. I don't know if they've figured out how much they're going to pay somebody contracted out and then figured out that that gives them that $24.95 price or what. But I do find it rather disappointing that I'm expected to dye my yarn next month. That's not why I purchased Knit Crate. I purchased it so they can do the dyeing and I can have this beautiful yarn that I don't have to work over. So yeah. And really, 2 packets of Kool-Aid, 2 skeins of yarn for the regular box, 1 skein for the sock box, and a packet of Kool-Aid. That's what, 15 cents a packet? And you know they paid for all this stuff wholesale. So I'm sure it was less than 15 cents a packet. And I'm sure that yarn was less than, what we're getting our money's worth. And I thought, that special extra better be a bottle of wool wash or something. Not some penis cap. Breathe deeply, Jane. So, I don't know what your thoughts are about it. I mean, like I said, I do understand the issue with everything that's going on, that their dyer couldn't fulfill the, whatever, but I do find it rather disheartening that they're not going to cut the price for that month or throw in an extra skein or even double, Good grief. Okay. Now, today, I have some shout-outs for you. And, of course, I watched them a couple weeks ago. Can I remember anything about them? No. Did I take notes? No. But they're all yarny. So, check these guys out. There's Crochet Bits and Knits. And there's Cindy Smith. Yarning with Angela. Lydia Daugherty. I think that's how you pronounce that. Although it may be Daugherty. And Penny Little Bits of Yarn. I've watched here and there. Basically, when I'm upstairs, I could turn the TV on and do the YouTube channel, but somehow I just don't, to watch, my subscriptions. But, so give these guys a look-see. I am coming downstairs, cutting, like I said before, I've cut my hours a little bit being upstairs, because I'll be honest with you, I'll give you an example what happens. Not last night, but Saturday night, I went to bed about 11:45, woke up at 2:40, couldn't get back to sleep, so I go into the sewing room. I was in the sewing room till about 6:30 in the morning, came downstairs, had some breakfast, took about an hour nap in the chair, and then the rest of the day I was up. So I'm not sleeping well. And I know that with my insomnia, when this happens, I just need to get up. There's no sense in me tossing and turning, keeping the husband awake with the tossing and turning. So that's what I've been up to lately. And Sherry Ann Wood and Monica Booch, you still haven't sent me your addresses for your prizes. Those boxes are sitting in the other room, waiting to be mailed off. So please remember to send me that in an email to ScrapTasticyarns@gmail.com or even my private email. And I will tell you, I will continue to do the mask if you want them. And I do have masks up on my Etsy shop, but they are higher priced, so that takes out the eats me fee. But you can still get them for $9 a piece through, emailing me at ScrapTasticyarns@gmail.com, paying me through PayPal, or by, putting in the PayPal link down below and emailing me that way to purchase those masks for $9 a piece. You can ask for certain types of masks. I don't know if I can fulfill it, but you will get a mask nonetheless. I do have a lot of pretty florals and quite a couple of batiks that I'm cutting up, and so yeah. And I would much prefer that you would pay the $9 and not have to pay that extra to Etsy. But, it's up to you. Etsy, I am showing those off a little differently. Although I do have one listing up there is just, you're going to get the luck of the draw by whatever. When you order one of those masks. A couple of them I have been doing, in certain lots. Here's this lot, here's that lot. But like I said, it's going to be a higher price through Etsy. Because I got to figure out the Etsy fees, unfortunately. It's ridiculous. But, yeah. And I will tell you, when you pay for those masks, regardless what you're doing, for every mask that I sell, it allows me to make 2 to 3 more masks for healthcare workers. So, I'm maybe making $1 tops off of these. Not really making $1, because then I'm just putting that back in for healthcare workers. So, but I would much prefer that you ordered, directly going through the PayPal, emailing me at ScrapTasticyarns@gmail.com than to pay the Etsy fee, because they do take quite a bit out. They take out a certain portion for a listing, and yeah, it's only 20 cents, but then they generally take out this nice big chunk for processing that you pay is almost $2 for processing, making the payment thing. And then they take a cut off of the mailing. I don't think that's right, because they didn't mail it. So, it all adds up a little bit here and there. Okay, I'm going to stop rambling. I find myself rambling when I get on the phone to talk to somebody. Oh, I did want to tell you, I had a little funny thing happen. My pastor, when people ask her where to get masks, she always sends them to me. And she had sent this one lady to me, and she wanted to come pick out 8 masks for her and her Pilates group, and their husbands, their little group that get together. So we met in a parking lot, And I'm telling you, I still feel like this drug dealer, getting out with my shoebox. But I always let them choose the mask that they want. And the masks are already pre-wrapped, So she had that shoebox and she was going through it and she goes, I cannot believe how thrilled I am to be shopping looking in a shoebox for masks. She said, I haven't been out anywhere. This is a thrill. So we kind of had a couple of laughs about that. And, you know, talked about the whole thing and about how but we both think we're going to be in it for a couple of months or more longer. Wearing masks for quite a long time before they get this taken care of, that kind of thing. But, yeah, it was kind of funny, to hear her talk about how thrilling it was to get out and go shopping for a mask. Okay, guys, with that, I'm going to close. And I know it's getting tough out there. We're all a little loopy, punch drunk, those kind of things. But hang in there. This too shall pass, and we'll get through it all. Pray for one another. Pray for our leaders. And let's all try to practice a little kindness. I'm going to have to work a little harder these days. All right, everybody, have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.